Valley of the Sun, right on the edge of the Estrella Mountain Range, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. At 5 o'clock this morning in Phoenix, it was 79 degrees, and the temperature has been going up ever since. But that doesn't deter the racing fans who are here for the CART Phoenix 150, the largest entry ever at Phoenix. Over 55 cars, 26 are now preparing on the straightaway. But how will they fare in this heat? Hello, I'm Paul Page, and it is a sizzler here in Phoenix, nearing 100 degrees now. The two men that will make the difference, at least in the front row. The pole sitter, a man with 3 victories out of the last 6 races, Tom Sneva. Tom, you live here in Phoenix. Are you used to this kind of weather? It's very hot.
I don't think you ever get used to it, Paul, but we're ready for it, and that's the name of the game.
You've just come through another winter of discontent. The middle of December, you had no ride. Now it's a new team, Mayer Motor Racing. What do you expect?
Well, I expect nothing but number one. You know, we've got super personnel, and I'm excited about the team of Mayer Motor Racing, and they're going to put the Texaco Star up front for me.
So Tom Sneva is ready to go. We wish you the best of luck. Alongside the defending champion, won the fall race last year, Teo Fabi. Teo, it's a very hot day, but you've raced Formula One in South Africa, also in South America. Will this heat bother you?
No, I think I'm used to the heat now, but I have a very bad cold, so I'm not so sure.
What about the car? This is a new March. It's a little smaller than last year's car. Can it handle the heat?
Yes, no problem for the car. Just we had a few problems yesterday, and we made the change on the car, so we hope to go better.
Well, we hope between the fuel problem and your cold that you still end up in victory circle at the end. Teo Fabi, good luck. There's still some other fast guys that they have to worry about. Some of them are in the second row, and right now with Gary Gerald.
Mario Andretti inside of the row, Howdy Holmes on the outside of the second row. Mario, we're going to start with you. You come off that most impressive season-opening performance at Long Beach. What are the chances of duplicating that effort here at Phoenix this afternoon?
Well, I'll tell you in a couple of hours. That's all I can say. We're going to be trying hard, but it looks like we don't have the distinct advantage that it seemed like we did at Long Beach, but it's going to be a long race, a lot of variables, and you never know.
1966-67, Mario Andretti dominated at Phoenix. Been a long time since you saw the checkered flag as the winner here at PIR.
Yes, it's true. The win has eluded me for quite some time, so I'd like to do it again because we always ran fairly quick here, but it's always been a tough event and tough one to crack. Be a good one now before Indy, but we'll have our work cut out for us.
All right, thank you, Mario. Let's switch over here on the other side, outside row number 2. Howdy Holmes, this is the fastest you've ever qualified on an oval. I know that's got to make you feel very proud.
Well, I attribute a lot of it to driving for a good team and you know, having our teammate Sneva. He helps me on the ovals, and I help him on the road course. So it's working out well.
Well, with Teddy Mayer and others involved in the setup of the race car, that doesn't hurt at all either, does it?
Not in the slightest.
All right. We're getting closer now to the start of this competition. We're going to go back further in the row now and take a look at the starting grid with Bruce Jenner.
Thank you, Gary. And 2 Formula One drivers will be riding this oval. One, Derek Daly on my left from Ireland, and Roberto Guerrero from Colombia. And first, Derek, oval tracks is different, much different than Formula One. But you were here last year. You have a little bit of experience.
A little bit. When you look at people like Sneva or Gody Jungkook, you think that you're just a beginner. But I think we can still go fast. I think road racing experience certainly helps, no matter what way you've got to turn.
And at Long Beach, you started right on the front row. You're back a little bit in row 5 right now. Does that hurt?
It'll hurt a little bit, but I think it's such a long race, 150 laps, not long in miles, but the amount of laps you do, I think traffic is going to be a big, important factor. So really, whether you're in the front row or 9th, not going to be a huge factor in the end of the race.
All right, well, best of luck to you. Roberto, this track is different, isn't it? Everybody talks about how different this track is. This is your first time here. What was the experience like?
Oh, so far I've enjoyed it a lot. You know, we've tested a couple of times, and we've been getting better all the time. One thing, though, is that, you know, practicing and qualifying. The other thing is going to be the race, you know. I think all the traffic is going to be definitely a new experience for me, and I'm, you know, looking forward to see how it goes.
Well, I hope you have fun out there. There'll be a lot of traffic.
I think so, yeah, thanks.
All right. Now let's go to Paul Page and Johnny Rutherford.
Well, the final preparations and pre-race ceremonies are underway on the straightaway. We're a little over a half an hour. Are leading the field around. All 26 engines have fired, and we are ready for the CART Phoenix 150. The fans all on their feet. There's Teo Fabi and Tom Sneva as they pulled out, and we're ready to run at Phoenix. 150 miles, the view from the third row.
Well, Paul, this is a shot over Bobby Rahall's right shoulder, and you get to see his hands on the wheel, how he works, and it'll give you a chance on pit stops to look at what they do to the front of the car.
The field well aligned now. There's the front row. The pole sitter, Tom Sneva, outside the defending champion, Teo Fabi.
In the second row, Mario Andretti, a two-time winner here at Phoenix, and Howdy Holmes, a 6-year veteran of IndyCar racing.
Moving back to the third row now. On the inside, Al Unser Jr. still looking for his first win, and our camera car, Bobby Rahal.
And in row 4, Michael Andretti, and only his second start at Phoenix, and Rick Mears, the track record holder. Two Formula One drivers in the fifth row, Derek Daly on the inside and Roberto Guerrero on the outside, making his first start here. The rest of the field comes around now. The sixth row, the two Patrick team cars. And in the 10th row, Danny Ungaius back to race the Indy cars after an absence. Now we're ready. Nick Finoro has the green flag as the field begins to stream toward the starting line. Perfectly aligned in the front rows. The second row crowds up. Finoro gives him the green flag. Andretti jumps to the inside. Teo jumps out in front, and we're racing at Phoenix as Teo Fabi leads into the first turn. A clean start, though several of the cars seem to touch. Teo Fabi apparently learned his lesson from last fall and jumped the start on Tom Sneva. Moves into the lead. Sneva in pursuit now. Teo brakes. Sneva closes up just a bit. Lap number 1, 150 laps here at Phoenix. And Teo Fabi comes around onto the main stretch to lead this race at lap number 1. Sneva stays in position. Bobby Rahal is third. Mario Andretti is in fourth place. Down into the first turn again, heading for the backstretch. Tom Sneva is keeping a lot of pressure on Teo Fabi this first lap. It looks like he's setting him up, getting ready for a pass.
Of course, part of the question here is in temperatures over 100 degrees, how hard can you push these cars? It's a 150-mile race. That's a short race, but still, it's very hot. As Sneva on the main stretch comes to the inside, ducks inside Teo Fabi, who pulls a bit high, and Tom Sneva picks up the lead.
Tom Sneva is really working. Now, I can tell you, I've been there before, and it is something to watch when your car is like that. He's gone by. He's starting to stretch out a little bit, Paul.
So now it's Tom Sneva in front. Bobby is second. In third place is Bobby Rahal. Mario Andretti closes up behind Bobby Rahal. Sneva begins to pull out just a bit as he comes onto the main stretch. Teo is unable to challenge. Now, how did this start look from the driver's point of view? You've seen it the way the fans do. Here's the way it looked for Bobby Rahal.
Well, looking over his shoulder, you're going into the first turn with that stack of cars, and it gets very close here, Paul. You have to be very cautious of cars inside of you and somebody trying on the outside because it can get very, very dicey.
That's Howdy Holmes just in front. He closes and darts around Holmes as they battle coming onto the backstretch and through that little bit of a dog leg. There's first and second. Tom Sneva on your left. That's Teo Fabi in second place on the right. The view from Bobby Rahal's right shoulder is absolutely incredible. Now on the main stretch, here comes Mario out around Rahal.
Yes, Mario's making his move now. He's been quite fast all week in practice. There you can see the back of his car on our CART cam. What a shot. This is really incredible to be able to see it this close.
Still, Bobby Rahal has to correct. There comes Howdy Holmes around. Rahal comes very wide on those corners and has to correct just a bit. The car does not appear to be handling well. Tom Sneva in first place, and you can see he already has pulled out an advantage over Teo Fabi. In third place now is Mario Andretti, and Bobby Rahal has dropped back to fourth.
Yes, there must be something wrong with Rahal's car. He's experiencing some sort of handling problem, or he would be right in the thick of it, Paul.
There's Tom Sneva. His advantage as they come on the backstretch again, Rahal.
Well, you can see, look at, there goes little Al Unser by on the inside. Rahal's hands, look at him work very hard with that car. The thing must not be doing just what he wants it to in the corners.
Back to the lead. Here comes Tom Sneva, followed by Teo Fabi, Mario Andretti, and Bobby Rahal, though apparently Rahal with problems in the handling on the car. No problems for this man. He drives anywhere he wants. Of course, that has been his style here at Phoenix. Once Tom Sneva sets up a car for Phoenix, he can literally run anywhere on the course. It's a new team this year, Mayer Motor Racing.
You know, Paul, Mayer Motor Racing used to be with McLaren, and I drove for them for 7 years, and we had a lot of success together.
They certainly know their stuff on setting up a car. The third-place car, Mario Andretti, that Budweiser Lola T800, a new machine. Here's Ray Hall's view again.
Here's another shot, and there goes Michael Andretti by on the inside. Once again, you can see Ray Hall's hands really working down in turn 1.
The battle here is for second place now. Teo Fabi currently in second, but Mario Andretti and Howdy Holmes have closed up. Little Al Unser is there as well. As Andretti comes low off the corner, hits the power, comes past Fabi. Can he hold it? Andretti drops into second place. Fabi back to third. Then Howdy Holmes and Little Al Unser now on the charge on the outside as they come past the slower car of Roger Mears. It's Al Unser coming up right behind Mears. There is the second place car of Mario Andretti as he closes down behind another slower car of Al Unser. And there's a problem, a car spinning, coming into the fourth turn. Al Unser Jr. tags the wall. Another car there as well. That's Roger Mears. Al trying to get around him on the outside. Fabi was low. Both drivers still in the cars.
Boy, Paul, Little Al very nearly gathered up our camera car of Bobby Rahal.
Now one of the crew members runs to Roger Mears' aid, but he appears to be all right as he starts to climb out of the car. A bit of smoke drifting across the track from Al Unser Jr.'s car. It does not appear that there is a fire there, merely dust being kicked up from the inside as Little Al tries to climb out of his car as well. Roger Mears appears all right. He climbs out. The yellow flag, of course, is out. Caution on the race course. Look in the upper right-hand corner. Here is Bobby Rahal's view.
Boy, Bobby was very close to this thing. You can see Little Al coming right there. He just got by on the inside. Was very, very fortunate.
A very close call for Bobby Rahal as the yellow flag comes out and traffic is slowed here at Phoenix. 2 cars damaged. There is Roger Mears and his wife, Carol. Apparently, he's all right as they walk back to the pits. The leader, Tom Sneva, Mario Andretti in second place. They walk toward Bruce Jenner. Bruce?
Roger, what happened out there? Junior tried to pass me up in the marbles, and one guy was going under me, and Junior tried to get up on the outside of me, and looked like he got loose and tried to catch it and come back into my right front.
Tough start. Hot day. Was the tires slippery out there?
Oh, yeah, it was real slick. It was in our situation anyway.
All right. Glad you're okay.
Thank you.
So fortunately, Roger Mears is all right, and under the yellow, several cars head for the pits, including Bobby Rahal in our kart cam.
Well, Paul will get a chance here to see if they do anything to his car to try to...
Phoenix 150 still under yellow. Sneva leads, Andretti second, Teo Fabi third. Howdy Holmes is fourth as they try to scrub their tires and get ready for the green. There's the view from Rahal's car. Let's go to Gary.
Out here on the Bobby Rahal pit, Paul, we're checking with Jim Truman. You made an adjustment up around the nose. Do you have an idea what kind of a problem Bobby's encountering?
Well, apparently the front's not working well, so we raised the wing. We actually lowered the wing rather to give away a little front to probably correct for an oversteer situation. So he was having some problem that he wasn't talking about till he saw the yellow. So.
Now, will you know if the move was successful under yellow, or do you have to wait until you go green and get his speed?
We won't know anything until he goes fast. He's going to be at the back of the queue right now, and we'll see what happens in traffic. So.
Thank you.
Only a few seconds now, and Rahal will find out. The green flag flies, and we are racing once again at Phoenix. That's Tom Sneva over the line, followed by Andretti, Teo Fabi, and Howdy Holmes.
You know, Paul, this first and second turn on a restart like this can become critical because the tires have buildup and the cars are very slippery.
Now on the backstretch, apparently everything working well. We're back to a restart, nice and clean. Tom Sneva well out in front. That is Mario Andretti in pursuit. Well back is the third-place car of Teo Fabi, and chasing him is Howdy Holmes in fourth place.
You know, I think Steve was pulling away from Andretti, so he still got it his way. Here we see Howdy Holmes pulling out and going by Teo Fabi.
Howdy closes up on the main stretch and powers his way past Fabi and picks up third place, a nice clean pass.
Boy, that really was, Paul. Those cars of the Mayer Motor Racing team are really flying.
It seemed like Teo Fabi could not charge into the first turn quite as hard. Back to the leader once again as he comes under Peter Halsmer and puts Peter a lap down. Tony Bettenhausen is just in front now, and Mario Andretti will have to contend with this lap traffic. You can see there, though, that Andretti is already a straightaway back from the leader. Now, here is the battle for fourth place. That's Teo Fabi in front as Michael Andretti. Tries him low. Teo slams the door on Andretti, but Andretti stays there and fighting. Danny Angayas is battling for ninth place. On the inside is Chris Neifel. Angayas on the high side. He moves his way past Neifel and picks up ninth. Directly in front of him now is Kevin Kogan, the only production-based engine on the racetrack. Here's Tom Sneva, the leader once again. again as he closes down to lap Gordon Johncock. Now on Gaius, coming up alongside Kevin Cogan in that car that was driven at Long Beach by Michael Chandler, moves past and picks up 8th place. On Gaius started 18th. The leader, Tom Sneva, a 3-time winner here at Phoenix, and he dominates this race. Now a 9-second lead over the second-place car of Mario Andretti. Off of the 4th turn, a battle for 4th place. Teo Fabi takes the high line. Michael Andretti comes low. Fabi almost moves over and lets him through as Michael Andretti picks up 4th. Michael Andretti, one of the second-generation drivers of kart, doing well. Another not so well is with Gary.
Now, Paul, here's little Al Unser has had a chance to come in and talk with Rick Gallis, his wife Shelley. You're able to change clothes. Obviously, you come out of it, you appear to be in good shape.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just got whopped on the top of the foot pretty hard, but other than that, I'm walking.
Well, can you tell us what happened up there?
Oh, we came upon Roger, the 4 of us, Fabi, Andretti, Howdy, and myself, and Roger was running basically in the middle of the track where we had discussed in the drivers' meeting would be the safest place. And Fabi went below him. Mario and Howdy, they went ahead and decided to go below him, and I just decided to go above him, and I thought I'd get all 3 of them. And it was working, and then we just got in 3 and 4. When I went ahead and went around Roger, we just got a little close, and I think, we touched a little bit, and then that just spun me around and hit the fence.
First real close call in an Indy car, and I'm sure it's got to be a very frightening and sobering experience, Al.
Well, it wasn't that bad, actually. It was the first time I hit a fence in the Indy car, yeah, but that's racing. That's the way things go. I tried to make a move that I thought was safe and I could get away with, and it turned out not to be.
Glad you're all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, there's a racer. He went for it and didn't make it, but he doesn't blame anybody else but himself. Certainly going to be looking for him at Indianapolis and hopefully in my rearview mirror.
And he's about to celebrate his 22nd birthday. There's the leader, Tom Sneva. He comes around Bobby Rahal, puts Rahal a lap down. We'll be back with more of the Phoenix 150. Now, let's travel back in time to see what makes this day a special one in sports history. Back at the Phoenix 150, Tom Sneva continues his lead over Mario Andretti. Howdy Holmes is 3rd. Mike Andretti is in 4th. And in 5th place is Teo Fabi. As Sneva comes onto the main stretch, our NBC cameras watch Steve Gonzalez, and then down in the 1st turn, Mike Dodds, as they pan around and follow this man who has led since the 3rd lap here in the Phoenix 150. As Sneva comes up behind Teo Fabi, currently running in 5th place, and puts Fabi a lap down. His car is handling wonderfully.
Boy, it's incredible to watch him go around there because he can move and get outside, inside, wherever he needs to go by these guys.
Tom Sneva with slower traffic swoops down to the inside. Look at that maneuver. Unbelievable the way that car runs.
Well, Paul, it's not just the car. Tom Sneva is one of the very best in traffic, and of course the other guy is Mario Andretti, and right now they're running 1-2.
Sneva is about half a mile ahead of the 2nd place car of Mario Andretti. There is Mario. In 3rd place right now is Howdy Holmes, one of the best runs of his career in that Mayer Motor Racing March. And here comes Sneva closing down on the 4th place car of Michael Andretti and about to put Michael 1 lap down.
You know, Teddy Mayer and Tyler Alexander are no strangers to the sport of IndyCar racing. And they have been Formula One racing for the last 5 years, so it's good to see them back. And they really know how to set up a car. I had a great deal of success with them when they were with McLaren.
So this team and 5 different Formula One drivers have come over to join the success of kart. Now, Tom Sneva has passed everyone except the 2nd place car of Mario Andretti and the 3rd place car, his teammate, Howdy Holmes. Earlier, when we were away, Roberto Guerrero made a pit stop. He had a fire at the engine. The fire ended his day, but fortunately, he was not injured. Now let's go to Gary Gerald as Howdy Holmes comes in.
The Mayer Motor Racing team, led by crew chief Steve Roby, over the wall for the first time. Howdy Holmes calmly getting a drink of fluid, throws the water bottle bottle back over here across the wall, shakes his head. They changed rubber on the outside. It looks like it'll be fresh rubber on both sides of the rear, top off with fuel. Howdy Holmes in his finest oval drive thus far in his racing career, keeping it running. They hope to get enough fuel that perhaps he can go the rest of the way to the conclusion of 100 Phoenix. Off the jacks, Holmes revs the engine, burns rubber as he pulls away.
And Buddy Urbanski, Tom Sneva's right front tire man, readies for Sneva's arrival as Teo Fabi comes in for his stop. We go to Bruce.
The five-man crew is over the wall, headed up by Barry Green, the crew chief. They're putting on right side rubber and a left rear. They're filling up the fuel tank, and Teo has been complaining to the crew about a bad braking. You can see that right rear, some smoke coming up. It's from very hot brakes. As they check the radiators, pull off the air jacks, and push this defending champion back out into the race.
The Bandit back to the action. We wait now for Tom Sneva, the leader. In second place, Mario Andretti. Sneva on the pit lane now as he begins to slow toward his pit. Another crew lays out in front of him, so he has to dart around. Here's Gary.
The Texaco crew in preparation. Sneva having to lock the rear wheels as he missed the mark by perhaps no more than 6 inches or so. Immediately going into action. It's going to be fresh rubber on the rear. It'll be new Goodyear on the right front. A full load of fuel just past the midway point. They hope that this will be their only stop now. The Texaco Star team comes back over the wall. They top off with fuel. Now the car comes down. Sneva, however, still sitting here. They're still sitting here. They've stalled the engine. They have to get it restarted. A critical moment for Tom Sneva. Now they get it back into life, and he pulls away.
We saw Tom pouring water on himself. You know, it gets very hot in these cars out here running. I would say probably between 130 to 150 degrees.
Well, Tom's probably radiating a little heat of his own. He had enough of a lead built up to stop and retain the lead, but there goes Mario Andretti past as Mario picks up the lead, but he has yet to stop. We'll be right back. 150, where Mario Andretti has become the third leader of the race, but he has yet to make a stop for fuel and tires. Normally, this race can be run on one stop. Andretti has yet to make it. There's the second place car, Tom Sneva. He had first place, but on his stop stalled his engine, and because of that suffered and is back in second place. Let's go to his pit now, and Gary Gerald.
Down to the Tom Sneva pit, Tony, it appeared to be a routine stop. Everything went the way you had hoped it would.
Yeah, the only problem was when the engine stalled, and we had to restart it quickly. Otherwise, it was perfect. No problem.
When that happens in a green flag situation, you lost probably another 10 to 15 seconds. Is that going to come back and haunt you?
Yeah. I think he'll gain it straight away. I don't think there's any problem. He's that good on the ovals.
Thank you. So Sneva's crew is not worried about that lengthy stop. They should be worried about this man, though, Mario Andretti. He has stayed out a very long time, but now the car begins to slow. Andretti slowing on the course. Could he possibly be out of fuel? Tom Sneva charges, goes past Andretti, and picks up the lead again. Andretti's engine is shut off, possibly out of fuel.
You know, Mario pushed a long way past everyone else's pit stop at Long Beach, and that may be just what he's done here. He's 10 laps past everyone else's stop, and it could be that he's got a fuel problem.
The crew looks out over the wall. They're wondering what happened to Andretti. They're not even laid out or prepared for a stop, as Andretti at the head of the pit road is still coasting. Now some of the crew begins to recognize it. The hoses are ready. Everyone is ready for Andretti, but will he make it down there? Some of the crew now begins to run toward Mario and give him a hand to get him down to the pits. The engine is off. One crew member pushing, another trips, falls, picks up. Now it's people power that replaces horsepower as Andretti heads for the pits. Here's Bruce Jenner.
Mario Andretti is shaking his head no as he comes into the pits. He just can't believe it happened. This is the same crew who just a few weeks ago at Long Beach was absolutely flawless.
Well, Bruce, this has turned into a disaster for Andretti because now Sneva comes over the line battling with Michael Andretti and puts Mario one lap down. He is now charging at the back of Michael's car. Michael is in fourth place, and now Michael Andretti goes a lap down to the leader. So now Tom Sneva is back dominant again. Look as he pulls away as Mike Andretti begins to brake just a bit. Back to Bruce Jenner.
Crew Chief Darrell Soppy overseeing the action. Oh, as they come down off the jacks, they go down on the fuelers. John Tazanicas' foot. They're waving to the rest of the crew to try to help him get his foot out. He does eventually. Just more problems in the Andretti pit. The starter is in the back trying to restart these cars. Now, this is a very difficult engine to restart, especially when it's so hot, because the fuel inside the engine actually begins to boil and creates a vapor lock, making it tough to get it going. But now Mario Andretti has finally got it rolling.
bit, he may still have problems. Look, we see the spray out of the back there. He may have a serious problem yet.
Well, as Sneva roars past, Andretti is definitely not picking up speed. So Tom Sneva out in front. The second-place car is now Howdy Holmes, Sneva's teammate. Andretti definitely with a problem. Here's Bobby Rahal pitting.
You can see the debris on the lens of our kart cam, and that's tire rubber that comes off of these tires. As hot as it is today, it flakes off, goes to the track, is picked up by another car, and flung back. Gary Gerald's in that pit.
John, this is the second time we've seen Steve Horn and the crew in action. Earlier, they came in on the yellow for the accident. They had to make handling adjustments to the nose wing. This time, routine service only for Bobby Rahal, who's back on the mile at Phoenix.
But Rahal is well off the leader's pace. There is the leader, Tom Sneva, the Texaco star number 4. He comes past Gordon Johncock, currently running in 7th. Let's go back to Mario's pits and Bruce.
Andretti back into the pits after just one lap. He ran out of fuel. Refuel, got the car started, a very long pit stop. Now he's talking to one of his crew members as they're pointing to the back of the car to look at the back of the car. One of the crew members is now pointing down to the left rear tire. And they're telling Mario to shut it down. Mario Andretti, the winner of the season opener at Long Beach, has to shut it down.
Mario Andretti, a two-time winner at Phoenix, will not win today. He is out of competition, while Tom Sneva continues to be the man in charge of this race. In second place, again, his teammate, the other Mayer Motor Racing March, driven by Howdy Holmes, car number 41. So they are out in front, the only two cars on the same lap, as the crew pushes Mario Andretti out of the pits and out of competition. A bad day for Mario, but it gives an advantage to his son Michael, who now moves into third. And Teo Bobby in the pits begins to climb out of the car. The defending champion apparently out of this race as well. So the standings change here as Tom Sneva roars down the stretch. Mario Andretti can only stand and watch in disappointment. We'll be back.
I'm Mario Andretti. Get into the habit of buckling up each time you get into a car. Not on just those long trips, because half of all traffic deaths occur within 25 miles of home. Remember, your life is your responsibility.
The preceding message has been furnished by Championship Auto Racing Teams. We're back at the Phoenix 150. Tom Sneva is still the leader. He picked the lead up on lap number 3 from Teo Bobby. He relinquished it during the pit stops to Mario Andretti, but then took it back from Andretti when Andretti ran out of fuel on the course and was unable to continue in the race. Tom Sneva dominant in first place. Andretti out. Let's go down to Andretti's pit and Bruce.
Mario, what a disappointment. You had that Lola working so well at Long Beach, and now you come here, you were right up there with the leader, and it just happened to come in the pits and you ran out of gas. What happened?
Well, I guess the light malfunctioned. This is the first time ever, and it's something that we test and retest during practice. And since we had so many yellows, we thought we could probably stretch it. And obviously, you're looking for a yellow since the leader already pitted, and we just got caught on our own trick here, actually.
You restarted the car, you were back out for one lap, you came in, you had to put the car away. What's the matter with it?
Well, I probably hurried out of the pits too much and snapped an axle in the back.
Better luck at Indy.
Well, you can bet that Andretti and the Lola will be a factor at the Brickyard. Look at this. This man's fooled everybody. In 4th place now, 50-year-old Dick Simon in the break-free march. One of the finest runs of his long IndyCar career. A real gentleman. Everyone appreciates Simon, and he's having a wonderful run today. As he comes onto the stretch, Kevin Cogan in front of him. Good day for Simon.
Boy, it really is. You know, this shows a guy perseveres long enough, and it'll come around your way.
So Dick Simon in 4th place. Just behind him, the 2nd place car of Howdy Holmes. And look at this, car number 25, Danny Ongaya started 18th. He is now running in 5th.
Boy, it's good to see another familiar face up front there. Danny's been trying so hard for the last few years. Now it's starting to come right for him.
Those are the veterans that have moved up. Here's one of the rookies, Mike Andretti in 3rd place. Danny Ongayas is right behind him, but Andretti has managed to hang on and is currently running 3rd.
Yeah, but there's the old hand on Gaius. He's hanging right in there. Look at him, pushing all the way. He won't let up. You know, one of the best races I ever had was with Danny and Gaius, and we ran side by side for 20 laps one time at Michigan, and it was the most fun I've had in a long time.
Here in the closing laps of the Phoenix 150, Ongaya still feels racy. Out in front, number 4 Texaco star, it's Tom Sneva. He is about 16 seconds out in front of that second-place machine of Howdy Holmes as he roars onto the backstretch. And in what is their second run in kart, Mayer Motor Racing is running 1-2.
You know, some people consider these cars the works cars because Robin Hurd is an investor in Mayer Motor Racing, and you see a lot of the aerodynamic aids on these cars that you don't see on some of the other marches. So they, I think, could be considered the works marches.
Howdy Holmes as he continues to dice with Mike Andretti. Holmes in second place, Mike Andretti sitting back in third, 1 lap behind Holmes. Now, let's go down to the Mayer Motor Racing pit and Gary.
Oh, and a grand moment for Steve Roby, crew chief. Teddy Mayer on the scoring stand. They back Howdy Holmes. In the adjacent pit, Tom Sneva's crew in anticipation of a potential 1-2 finish for Mayer Motor Racing. Sneva with less than a lap to go.
Tom Sneva, without question, king of the short tracks. 3 of the last 6 races at Phoenix have been won by Sneva. 6 of the 10 wins in his career have been on short courses. And now Tom Sneva with one final turn to negotiate. Heads for the home stretch and the checkered flag as the Texaco star does it again. It's the checkered flag for Tom Sneva, the winner of the kart. Celebrating already. Holmes' crew, they have to wait now for the checkered flag as Howdy Holmes, currently running in second, has merely to negotiate the last set of the course. There he goes around Bobby Rahal on the backstretch and screams into the third turn. Mike Andretti comes around as well. He's in third place, and Howdy Holmes now sees the checkered flag, and his race is finished in second place. Mike Andretti screams for the checkered, and Mike Andretti comes across the line in third. So the day is done. Tom Sneva wins it. His teammate Howdy Holmes is in second place as Sneva now, for the first time, slowly toward the line. 7 of the last 12 short track races run in kart have been won by Tom Sneva as he unhooks his communication system, pulls off the steering wheel, unhooks the straps, and climbs out. There he is, the newest winner of the Phoenix 150 from Paradise Valley, Arizona, Tom Sneva. We'll be right back. Finishers in the Dana Phoenix 150, all running at the finish. John Cock 10th, Chris Neifel 9th, 8th, Kevin Cogan, Bobby Rahal 7th, in place Danny Sullivan. Danny Angaya started 18th, finished 5th for the most improvement. In 4th, Dick Simon, Michael Andretti 3rd, Howdy Holmes 2nd, and the winner, Tom Sneva, has now 4 of the last 7 races here.
Well, here we are with Tom Sneva, the victory wreath. This is a familiar scene. 4 times now at Phoenix. This is the first time from the pole, however. You can do it any way you want, huh?
Well, today we could. You know, the guys did a super job of preparing the car, and they made my job awful easy. So it was a piece of cake for the Texaco star today.
I want to know what went through your mind, however, on that critical pit stop when the engine stalled.
Well, you know, the guys were on top of things. The light in the car wasn't working, and I didn't have any indication. The guys told me to get in, and I wasn't listening quite hard enough, so it went dead. But they did a super job recovering, and reacting under pressure is the name of the game, and they did a super job.
So you weren't even aware that the car had stalled at that point?
No, I was aware of it, but I stayed out. They wanted me in a couple laps before that, and I wanted to make sure we could try to do it in one pit stop, and I stretched one today.
How did everybody respond to the heat? The track had to be a little slippery, I'm sure.
It was a little slippery, but it was the same for everybody. And, you know, even warming up the tires on the first couple parade laps, you know, I wasn't sure that something might have been wrong with the race car. That's how slippery it was. But, you know, the Goodyears ran perfect all day for us.
A third at Long Beach, a win at Phoenix. Is it too early to start thinking about what a number 1 would be for you?
It is, but we're pretty happy for the team and because we're going to Indianapolis with some momentum.
Congratulations again, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom Sneva, 120.5 miles an hour, not a record for the race. The margin of victory, 24.8 seconds over the second place car of Howdy Holmes. Let's talk with him now.
Howdy Holmes. Congratulations, big guy. Get that helmet off.
Haven't I seen you someplace before?
Yeah, get that helmet off. We can all recognize you. Congratulations. Your best finish ever in IndyCar, I think, last year. You got 5th at Laguna Seca this year. You're getting 2nd here. Just a tremendous finish.
Oh, yeah, I must have had brain fade. I don't know what happened to me.
I know just 2 weeks ago at Long Beach, you were real disappointed. You wound up getting an accident and you weren't able to finish.
Yeah, that's too bad because Tom and I were running 3rd and 4th at the time, and here we are 1st and 2nd. I think you have to give a
I use the same word. A lot of mirror motor racing. These guys are really something.
Really?
It was pretty, very much. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Howdy's happy, but nobody is happier than Dick Simon.
Here's Dick Simon, and I know you're happy. You had the device on today to register your heart rate and everything. I'm sure it went right through the roof.
We tagged wheels, Kevin Cogan and I believe Steve Chassie and I, trying to get through the track. The car was handling superb. I really owe it to a crew. We got here Friday, lost oil all day, blew an engine, changed the engine all night long, put another engine in, and barely, we felt, did a fantastic job, barely getting into the show, although 15th, not barely, with 40 cars here. But we're so proud. It's a brand new March. We haven't had much testing on it, and look out the rest of the year, because we're going to get some testing now.
I tell you, here's the oldest driver in the field, and he's talking like one of the youngest. I know he's happy.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of people have said at 50 you ought to quit, Simon. But they better try saying it now, and they're not going to get that answer, I guarantee you.
Congratulations, Dick. All right, Paul, here's a very happy man.
Yeah. And the rookie, Michael Andretti, comes home in third place.
Michael, congratulations. Your best finish ever, and it's just a short season. You know, you're just sort of getting going at this sport, and already you're up there with the leaders.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I really didn't expect this coming into this weekend because I thought it'd be a little bit of a struggle seeing the way our testing went in the beginning. You know, we'll get to go at it, I think, by the end of the year.
I'm sure you will. Congratulations on a fine ride. There'll be a lot more to come.
Thank you very much.
And fifth place to Danny Ongaias.
Danny, having fun in the sun down in Phoenix. That's got to feel great to come back and get a good, strong performance here.
Yeah, it's been a good many years since we'd been on a short track, and though we weren't real competitive, we were able to run to the finish and get some good results for the crew and myself. And I think perhaps if we get a bit more polish as the season goes on, we'll hopefully join the front runners.
A lot of people remember the great 1978 year when you were really cleaning house. The month of May is right around the corner. It's got to be a big lift going to Indianapolis.
It is. Feel very good. We've put together some other things, and I'm sure they'll come out in the next few days. I'm looking forward to Indianapolis and hopefully the rest of the season.
Congratulations on a great drive. Thank you.
It's good to see Danny Ongaias back after that tremendous crash of a few years ago in Indianapolis. He's a racer.
Here are the PPG points. With this win, Tom Sneva moves into the lead. Mario is second. Michael is third. And fourth and sixth place are ties. It's a tight fight in the points. So congratulations to Tom